I have it in the oven at 350 where it'll stay for 40 to 45 minutes. And I will check it around the 30-minute mark because I don't want to burn it. But I just want to go. It's Rochelle. It is so hot. It is so stinking hot. It's crazy. I just can't do anything outside and it's so humid. So I decided today I want to do something. So what I've decided is that I'm going to make a treat block for my chickens. So I'm going to take you along, show you the ingredients and how I make mine. So the first thing I need is my recipe, a measuring cup, and a big bowl. And we are headed down to the garden shed to collect our supplies. Come on, let's head on down. And in the meantime, yeah, lazy boys. That's okay. We don't need them to make this. Oh, it's so hot. Oh, it's so humid. I would be doing this out here in this kitchen, but it's just too humid and too hot. So let's head on down to the garden shed. And inside there is where we keep the supplies that we use to feed and treat the chickens, the guineas, the 3 roosters we have walking around. Let me see here. And our peacock. So let's go get what we need. Look at those funny girls. They think I'm gonna go put food down for them. What you talking about, Tucker? Hey, Cooper. Jolie, you look beautiful. Look at these sweet little babies coming up. Here they come. Get ready. There they are. That is Thor and Odin. Gentlemen, you look so handsome. They're in quarantine. Okay. Ooh, it's hot. It's muggy. But it's beautiful in a strange kind of way. Okay. I have arrived. Oh, this thing is complicated. Sorry, guys. I've arrived. Okay. The first thing I need is I'm going to get on my list is 2 cups of scratch, or you can use chicken feed, but I like using the scratch. So I'm going to use 2 cups of scratch. Ladies, I already gave you, already fed you. Two cups of scratch. Alrighty. Okay, let's head inside and collect the other one. Hi, girls. Hi, girls. You're looking beautimous. Okay, I have a fan out here for them. And it just, not that I expect it to cool them off, but that it'll help circulate some of the air for them. It's a beautiful garden this morning. Okay, let's head on in. I got so much crap in my hands. Oh, let's see here. Okay. And let me go ahead and turn my light on. I don't know if I really need it, but with old eyes. Okay. The next item on our list is 2 cups of mealworms. So we keep them in here for 1 and 2. Then the next thing we need is sunflower seeds, which are over here. And we need 1 cup. So let me get those. Cup sunflower seeds. And is there anything else out here I need? I got scratch, I got the mealworms, I got the sunflower seeds. Okay, that's it for now. So let's head back to the house. Hey, how do you keep your food and stuff for your animals on your homestead? This is what we use. These containers here, and I'll show you. Inside here, which needs to be filled up, is our sunflower seeds. Here are the mealworms that we have. This is alfalfa. Here's the grit. This here is for the turkeys. It's a higher protein. They need that. And this is Cotton's food for the rabbit. Here's where we have our extra mealworms. That's extra sunflower seeds back there. This is my diatomaceous earth. And over here was where I had Crumble for the baby chicks, that they don't need that anymore. But I went ahead and fed it to them till it was gone because I wasn't gonna waste it. But that's how we keep ours. And dry. And you know what? I always worried a little bit about critters, but we haven't had any issues. How do you keep your head on out now and back to the kitchen? Ladies, what are you doing to my flowers? What are you doing? Oh, you're waiting for me to give you some food? Okay, let me do this quick before I head back up and give these girls. Yeah, I'll put it out for you. So now the other thing I need to add to this, and if you remember right, we put in 2 cups of scratch, and we put in 2 cups of mealworms, and then we put in 1 cup of sunflower seeds. And I'm just mixing it up. Let's see. Probably use this. Don't you love the 80s look I'm rocking? I can't help it, guys. I got to keep this hair out of my eyes. Here's the deal. Excuse me. I'm almost retired. I'm 65 come September. And I don't work, 7 to 4, 5 days a week anymore. And I still work, but not like I used to. 6 days a week, sun up to sundown, even after dark, whatever it took to get our business going. And we've been in business now for over 20 years. And I'm kind of getting to that point where I'm ready to retire. But anyway, I wanted to be productive. And the thing about I was trying to make when I started about my hair and then talked about my age and almost retiring is that we live out in the country. We live at least 30 to 45 minutes before I can get into town. So getting into town, I don't do a lot. Even when I go into work, because our service center is about 30 miles from where we live, I get so busy there doing all the paperwork and just everything that it takes to run that by the time I'm finished, I'm ready to come home, and stopping by the hair salon is not on my list. So it's my own fault But anyway, so here's all of our ingredients, okay, guys? Can you see? I've got them just all mixed together. Now, I need more dry ingredients in here than what I've got. I need oatmeal. Okay, so let me grab that. I guess when I went to Sam's, I thought that I needed a lot of oatmeal. Ridiculous, huh? But I could make oatmeal cookies. I could do granola. That'd be good. But in here comes 2 big old bags of oats. And I only need 1 cup. So it probably would have been better to go to my local store and just buy a little container of oats. But oh no, I had to go all the way. Okay, so we're going to add 1 cup. Let me make sure. Oats. Yeah. Oh, a half a cup. Okay. Oh, half a cup. What am I doing? There we go. Half a cup. Let me put this big bag away. Well, I'll put it back in this box for now. Probably going to end up putting those in the freezer because I don't want any critters to get in them. Okay, so we got 2 cups of scratch. All right. We still have some more dry ingredients. We want to make it a little tasty. So we're going to add some cinnamon, and we're going to add some thyme, and we're going to add a little bit of basil. I was going to put some oregano in here, but I didn't have any. So I'm going to add I'm following my recipe. Give me a second. I need to add cinnamon and my oregano and my thyme. Let me get those measured out, and I'll be right back. Okay, I got my herbs. I'm using thyme. Gosh darn it, basil, and cinnamon. Also, I thought I was recording and it wasn't. You also need in your dry ingredients a half a cup of flour. So I added that, okay? And now I'm adding my herbs in there. And I have measured out, oh, this smells so good. I have measured out the coconut oil you're going to need, and the molasses you're going to need for your wet ingredients to get all this to stick together. You could also add a couple eggs if you want, and I may do that. It depends on how this comes together. But right now it's a kind of a powdery, looks like a powdery mess. That's the flour. And then at the end we'll go over all this because I know it's a little choppy. I'm not much of a teacher. I was just trying to share what I'm doing. Okay, now that we have all of our dry ingredients together here, we're going to mix in our wet ingredients, which include 3/4 cup of molasses and a half a cup of coconut oil, or if you have any kind of lard you want to use, if you're a lard saver. You know, a lot of people render lard. You ever heard the saying, slow as molasses? I did a lot when I was coming up. You're slow as molasses, old as Methuselah. You know, those things. Now, we're just going to start mixing this together, kind of see how it looks. If it holds together really well, or if I need a little bit more, I'll add in an egg or 2. But I personally think I don't need it. If you want to give them some extra protein, you could put that in there. But this is coming together real nice. And then the very next thing we're going to do, guys, because we're almost done. We got everything in here we need. But the next thing that we're going to do is bake it in the oven at 350 on a piece of parchment paper in a pan, and I'll show you that, for about 40 to 45 minutes. Now you want to check it at about the 20-minute mark, and then again at your probably 35-minute mark. You want to make sure you're not burning it, okay? All right, this is really all really good and mixed together. Now, you can put on, if you use gloves in your kitchen, you can put on a glove when you pat this down in the pan. I don't, but you can if you want to. Okay, well, that went a-flying. I'll show you what this looks like. Look, it's all mixed together. Okay, doesn't that look great? It smells really good. All right, on to the next step. This is the pan that I'm using, okay? because I want mine to be fit inside a container I have outside for them and not laying on the ground. So I'm going to take my parchment paper and it just stays better in the pan like that, in my opinion. Here we go. Let me get something stronger than a little rubber spatula to start pouring that in there. Okay. Oops. Got something in the sink. Can't put that in there. All right, guys. Pour it in here. Now, you don't have to make it this big if you don't want to. You can make it, but this is going in for like 13 hens. So I don't want a little skinny thing out there. They're just going to peck apart right away. Ooh. So I want mine rather thick, and there we go. I want it thick. Now I could probably use my rubber spatula now that I got it in here. Okay. I want mine kind of thick and chunky for them. I want them to be able to chew on this thing for 2-3 weeks. Okay. Now my oven is preheated to 350. And like I said, about 40 to 45 minutes. Okay, longer if you need to. You know, you want it to be, it's going to be good and hard. It's going to be hard. And then we're going to let it cool off and everything, and I'll show you. But into the oven we go. Look at that. No. Look at that. It's going to be about so thick and about so wide. And that is going to be, you know, you can buy these at the store, but they're a little expensive. So in the oven we go, guys. Into the oven we go. Then we're going to do a review of what we just went through, so I can kind of put it together for you and it's not too choppy. All right, in it goes. And I'm going to use my old timer here. I'm going to go ahead and put mine on 30 minutes for the first check. I'm going to get all this cleaned up because I made a little bit of a mess. Starting over here, I made a terrible, excuse me, mess. First, I ran out of flour, so I had to run to the freezer, grab some more. Then I grabbed my magic bullet to chop up my cinnamon sticks because I didn't have like cinnamon powder, and discovered my magic bullet does not work anymore. And then I remembered last time I used it, I smelled a really hot smell because I was using the heck out of it. So then I went and grabbed this handy dandy little thing, tried to do it in there. That didn't work. It's like, oh my gosh. And then over here I got my coconut oil. Now, you'll see a honey bottle. Why? I didn't quite have enough molasses for the 3/4 cup, so I added a little bit of honey to get to the amount I needed, which is fine. And then here's all my junk. Oh, tomatoes washing because I'm gonna have a mater sandwich. Okay, guys, let me get cleaned up and I'll come back. Everyone, I have it in the oven at 350 where it'll stay for 40 to 45 minutes, and I will check it around the 30-minute mark because I don't want to burn it. But I just want to go over how you can simply make these treats for your chickens at home. Now remember, I put in what I wanted to make my block out of. You use what you want. If your chickens don't like oats, don't put oats in. Use a little bit more flour. If they don't, if you don't want to put in corn because it's so hot, what I was going to say is I didn't put corn in this, but when I make it in the winter, I'm going to use corn along with the sunflower seeds. I'm going to put both of them in there, but I am going to add corn. But this is what I used. I used 2 cups of scratch. Now, if you don't use scratch for your chickens, that's fine. Use 2 cups of feed or 2 cups of crumble, whatever you want. A teaspoon of cinnamon, 2 cups of mealworms. You don't have to use those if you don't want to. It's totally up to you. A 1/2 cup of oats. So let's say you don't want to use mealworms, add your, substitute it for oats. It's fine. 1 cup of sunflower seeds Or in the winter, you could also add a cup of corn. Keep that in mind, because that corn helps your body heat up. And it's when you're living in those colder climates, you know, you want to, now we don't get super cold here, but corn helps to heat up the chickens. That's all I'm saying. Half a cup of flour and a half a cup of your herbs. I use thyme and basil because I didn't have any oregano, but you use what you like. You mix all that together. Those are your dry ingredients, just like you're making cookies, and you just mix those all together and it'll smell good. Then you're going to take 3/4 cup of molasses and a half a cup of coconut oil or lard. Don't have to be coconut oil, guys. Maybe you've rendered a bunch of lard on your own and you have it in your freezer. Some people save like their pork renderings, their hamburger lard, chicken lard, everything. And then if you have any of that, use that. You don't have to use coconut. You know, any form of oil or lard that you've got, you want a half a cup of that. Now, for molasses, I only had about a half cup and I needed 3/4 a cup. So I finished it off with honey. Totally fine. So you're going to mix all your dry together. Then you're going to take that molasses and that coconut oil and you're going to pour it in your dry mixture and you're going to mix it up. And it'll mix up relatively easy, but you want to mix it up really good. Make sure that molasses and everything is sticking together. Then you're going to take the size of pan you wanted. I used the smaller one because I wanted a little bit thicker block. But it's totally up to you, whatever size. You could even do it round if you wanted to and poke a hole in it and hang it up for them. I thought about that. Use a bundt pan if you want to, however you want to make it. And just press it in there really well. Pop it in your oven, 350, 40 to 45 minutes. Now, if you're making them super thick, you're probably going to need to bake that a little bit longer. Then you're going to take it out and you're going to let it completely cool. Very, very cool. And then you can take it down to your chickens. Now, I had an idea. You know, you could make multiple of these in one day. So I started thinking, what if I just made them back to back to back, or made like a super big batch? Can't make a super big batch. Can't do it, because unless you got 10 ovens or something, that stuff will start solidifying, getting real hard before you can get it into your, well, I guess if you had enough pans, you could do it. Yeah, that's something to think about. Sorry, lost my train of thought. And then I was thinking if I made them the right size, I could put them in my vacuum seal bags and vacuum seal them, and then even throw them in the freezer and then give them out to them in the, that was something I was thinking about. But anyway, that's how I make mine. I hope you enjoyed this choppy little mess, but that you got, excuse me, you got something from it. Thanks, guys. It's done. I'm going to take it out. Look at there. We're going to let it cool, and then I'll bring you back, and we'll take it out of the pan. Guys, okay. Since I was with you last, I was outside working in the garden, and I got a basket of beautiful flowers that I'm going to put together for my daughter. And in the bottom are some beans, a couple cucumbers, nothing major. And I pulled out 2 garden beds full of weeds. No, probably 3 or 4. Excuse me, I'm so sweaty. 3 or 4 of the weeds, gave those to the chickens, whatever. But our block is finished, so it's cool. Here it is. I'm going to take the paper off. I might put my bowl under it so any little pieces will fall out. But here it is. Look at that. Now I'm just going to take it out of this wrap. Sticky on the bottom. Fine with me. Look at there. Now this is a nice treat. Some of the little pieces on the top are falling off. That's fine. I'm going to continue to let this cool. It's hard, but I'm just going to continue to let it cool. And since my hens have just finished one of these, and I made some rice and some other cold treats for him, I'm going to go ahead and just put this in the freezer. Keep it for later on down the road. It's just something that I'll have that I can just grab and give to my girls, and they'll love. Thanks for coming along. I appreciate you.